Hey everybody, it's a Doctor here, and with Typical Manga Fan, and today on this episode of the Typical Manga Review, we'll be going over One Piece 785, Even If Your Legs Break. And we end up with the final chapter of the Jinbei story. He and Wadatsumi are going to go off together.
Yay!
And then we pretty much...
Goodbye.
Yep. And then we open up pretty much where we left off last time, Luffy using his direction-changing fist to smack Doflamingo. And I love watching people react to the Straw Hats here. It's like, that rubber ball is beating the living crap out of Doflamingo. Like,
who is that guy? Who cares? Just go, rubber ball!
I know, like that made like the whole Sea Train part of Water 7 one of my favorite bits in the series. The people like reacting to blasting to the waterfall or chopping a train in half. Like, if you're gonna keep doing stuff like this, you gotta tell us first. You heard me tell Zoro to cut it. We didn't think he could. Anyways, we off to the distance we see Cavendish and Law watching. Like, it's quite a transformation. Like, all that power, though Law's concerned that he might be overusing his haki.
Yeah,
it's like kind of disappointed about because I don't like the idea of haki being such a limited resource kind of thing, but I guess it kind of have to at some degree.
Yeah, it's like spiritual energy, like we have to, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, its other name was Ambition at one point, like for translation purposes, and you would think that would mean like it's based on how determined they are. So the more the fight goes on, the more powerful it can become. But I don't know. Probably. That's how I interpreted it.
Yeah. Anyway, so we see Burgess, Jesus Burgess. Is this Jesus or Jesus? I don't know.
In Japanese, they pronounce it with Jesus.
Okay, Jesus Burgess. He's watching the fight. He's like, maybe I should follow him, or should I just wait here? And behind him is Koala. It's like, so she's suspecting that he's trying to go after Luffy. Yep. But then she's also saying, basically, like, what is he after, really, though?
Also, a little detail. Does that little pouch on his back almost look like a devil fruit to you? Like, almost designed to look like one?
Yeah! It does!
I don't... Obviously, it's not. It's just a pouch on his back. But at the same time, it's just something I noticed there.
Yeah.
And then back at the Coliseum, like, everyone's starting to come down from the tower here. Viola's kind of just filling in King Rico and what's going on.
She's basically saying that Doflamingo's the only one left.
Yep.
So.
And then the Tantata and them are getting out of the Smile Factory. Which actually is not getting torn down by the strings because, as Frankie notes, it's made out of sea stone on the outside, so strings made by a devil fruit user aren't going to cut through it. But it is starting to move it around, push it forward.
Honestly, it's just as bad because you're still going to get crushed if not cut.
Yeah.
Right? So.
But I think it's going to... when you get to Tears, I think it's going to factor in something a little bit later. We get to... At that point, like, Zoro, Kinemon, and Kanjuro's pass by with Kanjuro's little drawn sparrow. Poor little sparrow. Like, he tells Frankie that they're going off to try and do something about the strings to stop them so they won't, and buy everyone some time. The Tantata are awestruck by this, and Frankie admits he never even thought of trying to stop them. But apparently he does get an idea, which I think is going to be involving maybe using the Smile Factory in some way. Which I would love for the sake of karma.
I know, right? Doflamingo accidentally destroying the Smile Factory is just amazing. I love that concept for karma.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we go back to Doflamingo.
Well, I was thinking in terms of Doflamingo's Smile Factory being the thing that stops his strings from killing everybody.
Oh. Yeah, okay. That might be it too. So we go back to Doflamingo, and he's like, so he's really controlling the expansion and contraction of his rubber with armament haki. A fusion, of armament and rubber. And Luffy goes back and tries to attack him because he's actually might reach his limit soon, and just Gomu Gomu no double.
Colvin.
And double Colvin, and basically Doflamingo's like, you're probably gonna. How long can you actually hold that type of transformation? And Doflamingo dodges it, I think, right?
Yeah. He also points out what we figured, that there has to be some kind of risk involved with this technique.
Yeah.
But anyway, at this point, suddenly like strings attack him from the ground, which surprises Luffy. But as Doflamingo starts explaining, beyond the basic powers of the Devil Fruit, there is another, and a whole other world of power called Awakening, which is something we've actually heard about once before, if you remember.
Oh, so is this their Bankai, basically?
In a sense, which means Doflamingo's probably going to be losing soon. But in this case...
I always thought that was kind of... Yeah.
In this case, though, Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I just always thought that was Luffy's Gear 2nd, Gear 3rd, Gear 4 type of thing. But
maybe. But it's at this point, it seems... The way it's presented, it almost seems as if the Awakening allows you to affect your environment, too, as well as yourself. I've seen some people suggest that might be how Punk Hazard became the way it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I said, this isn't the first time we've heard of Awakened Devil Fruits either. We first heard of them back in Impel Down. the animal
Yeah.
guards.
Yeah, yeah.
Apparently they were awakened zones. That's why they were so extremely durable compared to others. They kept getting up and getting up again.
Yeah.
Anyway, in this case, like Doflamingo points out, like is actually turning the buildings themselves into string and threads for himself.
Yeah.
And like to the point that Luffy's wondering, like it's almost like he's not even a Paramecia user.
Yep. So 20 minutes later, we have a grandma and a child trying to get her grandma up, and she's like, I can't run anymore, and then she tells her grandchild to leave her behind, and you have this whole drama thing where she won't leave her, and then there's still a doctor trying to help his patients, and a woman trying to find a child, and a guy just saying we're all gonna die. Why would we even bother putting up a fight? And he's like, in the end, we're all just gonna get slaughtered by Doflamingo.
Yep.
And Riku hears all this, and he's like, everyone, listen to me.
I don't think he hears all of that, but he knows what's going on.
Oh, he doesn't hear all this. Yeah.
He
knows
just
what's
making an
going on.
announcement. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone listen to me. I am the former king of Dressrosa, King Riku Dolo.
Just say Dole. I don't know what was the official right offhand, but it's that either way. And he pretty much goes on a quick little recap of what's been going on here. And oh god, I can only imagine what this is going to be like when we get to the anime. They tend to drag things out a bit in the anime. This is going to be a perfect excuse to do so. But anyway, he pretty much just explained to them that by now, like as a result of the game being done by Doflamingo, they're all surrounded, and by the birdcage is contracting and carving up the city. Like I said, for everybody, it's got to be a big shock, and it's hard to really respond right to this sort of event. But make no mistake, this is all no dream, and is no tragedy began only today. We have all, for the past 10 years, been confined to the birdcage known as Dressrosa, a birdcage built by the pirate that now rules Dressrosa. For 10 years, we've lived as dolls being toyed with by their puppeteer. And yet, also we actually get a little glimpse of Kiros and Rebecca in there too.
Yeah. And he's like, this is the truth. And then he says, the Doflamingo was the Don Quixote family was something that we all thought we couldn't hope to match. But now with the Straw Hats, they're basically inches from total defeat. The executives have all already been defeated. The only one remaining is Doflamingo. And and we go back to the fighting. Yep. And he's like, Luffy is really the only one who stands against him. And basically, whether he wins or loses, is all going to be decided in a matter of minutes.
Yep.
That's why we have to run, basically. So no one shall meet the end crushed under the bars of the prison that holds us. You must run, even if you cannot draw breath, even if your legs break. And so everyone's Blake, live on, I beg of you. Basically, everyone gets inspired. Yeah.
Stick around for those last few minutes. And I'll actually, real quick, we're saying live on, I beg of you, and we're seeing panels of people below. I just realized, is that the woman with her child behind Fujitora?
Yeah. I was about to say that. Yeah, she finds her child.
Thanks to Fujitora. And then we also say the grandma just hilariously just get up and keep running.
Yeah. Yeah, after he's like, we have yet to, we yet have hope. Do not dare give up. And then he's crying, and she's like, Grandma's like, yeah, let's go. And then the granddaughter starts crying and has this really weird face. It's like, yeah, to the central district. And everyone's like, carry the wounded, live on till this is all over. So everyone's inspired, and they start running like crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, this is very heartwarming. Everyone's being inspired, man. Everyone loves the king now. Good.
Yeah. Well, now that they know he's not an evil murdering madman, of course they love him again.
Yeah.
Because now they know what's been going on with that.
Yeah, but they were being assholes. Like, even to Rebecca Lee, she had nothing to do with it. And they were still being assholes.
They were.
Yeah. But anyway, they better pay her back in full. Anyway, so
there's something of a debate going on the All Park forum for this thread, just because, wondering how much of it was how much is excused by the fact that they were being manipulated by Doflamingo. But anyway, we'll save that for later.
Yeah,
the fights keep going here. It's it seems like with these awakening abilities, Doflamingo's using the word white a lot.
Yeah.
Of course, actually, there's a reason for this, and it also goes into another one of his techniques, athlete, that he did before. The Japanese name of his devil fruit is the Ito fruit, which means string, and then white is would be pronounced like Y-Ito, or athleto.
Yeah.
Do you see where the pun is?
Yeah.
Anyway, and then basically Luffy's just going in for one more attack. He's using a kind of looks like a Gear 4 version of the bell, like a headbutt.
Yeah.
To burst through his attack.
Yeah. And it's called Gomu no Leo Bazooka.
To finish that off there. And then that one just sends Doflamingo flashing right into the wall. Of course.
And I think,
is this the end of it's a two-page. I don't know. It's a two-page spread, but I don't know if it's actually the end of the fight or not.
It says under domination, a decisive fatal blow. If it's fatal, it's fatal, right? That's what fatal means. It's done. And everyone's celebrating, so
it looks like it's pretty good. I mean, it's still hard to say. There's some room in here for it to kind of Doflamingo either get up and maybe escape, or at least make some kind of last
Probably.
move on here.
Then maybe Kaido comes up as like maybe escapes and meets Kaido, and Kaido's like, "Screw you, go to hell."
Well, I think Kaido's going to show up at this point, but
No, I mean like he runs away and finds Kaido like out there.
yep, that's possible. Like I said, at this point, like I said, number one, I'm pretty sure somehow the smile factor is going to figure it into whatever plan Frankie has to stop the birdcage from closing in. Also, an interesting detail. Have you ever stopped to think about the fact that had the Thousand Sunnies stayed in Dressrosa, it would have been destroyed by the strings?
Huh, probably, yeah.
Yeah, so there actually was a purpose to getting rid of that is when they did. Like I said, I mean that's what I love about Oda. He plans this kind of stuff. I mean, because I think I don't know if you'd have to go back and check, but I think they would point out that the strings from the birdcage go out just a little bit out the coast.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, one thing I like to know that about the whole, I want Rebecca to be paid back in full. The thing is though, even if Riku was a bad person, and even if he did do all those things, like she didn't. Again, as a granddaughter, she had nothing to do with it. It makes the whole sense of the father type of thing. I just think they're being assholes regardless.
Well, that's a big thing in One Piece. Like that is a big thing in this series. For better or for worse, that is a running theme in this series. Like people being unfairly attacked out of the sins of the father thing.
Yeah, and that's why I hate it, and that's why I feel like I want them to pay Rebecca back in full.
Well, actually, that's part of the reason I want thinking like I still maintain my theory that Kyros will be crowned king. Even if Viola or Rebecca would be the next legitimate heirs, I don't think at this point that they're going to care. I think we're past the point of caring about proper succession law.
Well, yeah. Again, I just want like something like where at least something where like the citizens all like give a whole big poster saying "I am sorry, Rebecca" or "I am sorry, Riku family" or whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
That could be at least the latter, at least, just because like you've got because they've kind of been wrong the whole way through, but
yeah, because but I'm saying like even if Riku was. Because they were wrong about Riku because it was a lie. But even if Riku did actually do all those things, Rebecca didn't deserve it regardless. That's why I think they need to address it, because I think it's such a terrible thing, and I really think the people need to live up to their faults.
I know they probably should, but I don't expect them to make a big deal out of it. If it comes up at all, it'll probably be some minor thing.
I think it's just my personal thing with Sins of the Father. I hate it. I hate that theme so much. I hate it, like in real life too, and I take it very personally. So that's why I really
because it's just plain stupid.
It's plain stupid, but people do it, so it's like I feel like it needs to be addressed. Whether it's gonna be addressed or not, that's Oda's thing. But I just want that.
One Piece as a whole does address it, because like we've done that before with Ace and Luffy and two other characters to different degrees.
Yeah.
Like Ace and Luffy are the biggies though, just because we know who their fathers are.
Yeah, but I just said this time is they're actual people that you can actually like say, okay, these guys are being assholes. Whereas with Ace, it's like the whole world, so you can't really pinpoint certain people, a certain group. But with these guys, like no, these guys are being assholes. Slap them all, That's kind of what I wanted. Anyway, so anything else? Is Doflamingo defeated?
Like I said, I'm thinking it's 50-50 at this point. Maybe more so against. Because there's still room for this to kind of go through here. Because I don't know. Because I'm trying to think like I'd have to go back over past chapters to see if the past fights actually ended the chapters like we're seeing here. But I think at this point, I want to say there's still going to be a little bit more to the fight, because we need to see. Because it seems odd that I don't think Oda's. I have more faith in Oda's did for him to pull a Bankai loss on us here. Basically, there's got to be something else coming here.
I just feel that we had so many of those things where it turns out that the law didn't defeat him. It turns out that his head wasn't cut off by Kyros. We had so many of those. I'm actually still okay type of things. Like I think this thing should be this last one.
I think it's been you might have a point there. If he does go through, I think it might be a better shot that maybe he's going to try and get away at this point.
Yeah, I think the fight's over. I think the actual fight's over. And plus, Luffy, I don't think can hold on to his form anymore, because he said he's reaching his time limit. So.
Of course, that might be what gives Doflamingo his chance to strike back. So I don't know.
Yeah, but then we dragging the fight on a little longer, and I feel like with the whole inspiration type of thing, I just feel like it's time. Let's end the fight.
Yeah,
it's been too long.
Well, we'll find out in a week or so, later this week.
Yep.
In the meantime, that has been One Piece chapter 785. Now go ahead and take us away.
Bye.